This is Callum Johnson and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, one of my favourite fighters at the minute is light heavyweight British fighter Callum Johnson. And I love how he fights, very, very heavy-handed. And in this fight against Sean Monaghan, no different whatsoever. Now, this is Callum Johnson's second fight on the bounce in America. Last time out, he put on a very, very good performance against Arthur Beterbiev, even dropped Beterbiev as well. And in this one, of course, he returned to America again on the Matchroom Boxing and DAZN card, on the Bivol versus Smith Jr. undercard, and against American Sean Monaghan. And this was meant to be a bit of a test for him, take him a few rounds and then maybe kind of see where things lie. But Callum Johnson went into beast mode, absolute beast mode. As I said, he is very, very heavy-handed. And this kind of goes back to when I was speaking with Callum Johnson on this channel a few months ago, probably about a week or two after his fight with Beterbiev. Again, you guys go check that out in the playlist. So go to my homepage, playlist, interviews with or chats with pro boxers. You can find my chat with Callum Johnson in there. And a lot of this was down to the fact that he spent so long out of the ring for the best part of, what, a year and a half or so. He'd only spent, what, 2 minutes in the ring? Then he went straight in with Beterbiev. And this one here against Sean Monaghan, wow, he put on a clinical performance. Again, round number one is the usual, it's the standard. Both these guys like to feel each other out. But round number two, Callum Johnson came out of there to put a hurting on Sean Monaghan and dropped him on 2 occasions. And to be honest, I wouldn't have blamed Sean Monaghan to have just stayed on the canvas, to be honest, because he got wobbled. Callum Johnson sensed it and pounced on him straight away and just went beast mode on him. And somehow Sean Monaghan managed to make it to the end of the second round. Round number 3 comes out. You can see Sean Monaghan is still not with it totally. Again, Callum Johnson just seizes the opportunity and starts teeing off on him. The referee has to step in. So Callum Johnson gets a 3rd round knockout victory. Fantastic, very, very proud of Callum Johnson. For me, and it's just my opinion, I believe he is the best light heavyweight in Britain right now. And right after the fight, he was talking about potentially taking on Bivol. Well, he said that he wouldn't mind the Bivol Smith Jr. winner. Ultimately, Dimitri Bivol won that one. For me, Bivol is the real deal. Really, really the real deal. But I wouldn't write off Callum Johnson against Bivol at all. And now he's got that spring in his step. Now he's got a few rounds under his belt. You know, he went through a bit of a war. He managed to hurt Beterbiev and then come back into this one and put on that kind of performance. You would not bet against him. You really wouldn't against Dimitri Bivol. He's not going to be the favourite, that's for sure. But excellent performance. Very, very proud of Callum Johnson. As I said, for me, he is the best British light heavyweight right now. For me, he defeats the likes of Anthony Yard, Joshua Boati, and so on and so on. But ultimately, listen, I'd love to see the fights. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see the fights. Some people say Yard's the best. Some people say Hosea Burton's the best. Or Joshua Boati or Craig Richards. And listen, I would love to see all these guys fight each other. I really would. And let's find out who the best is. But ultimately, I think Callum Johnson, because he's already been British and Commonwealth champion, I think those kind of days are behind him. He's looking at world titles. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him whatsoever. But either way, as I said, if he does get Bivol next, which wouldn't surprise me if Eddie Hearn made that one, do not be surprised to see that one coming up next. But if it does, as I said, Callum Johnson, don't write him off. But him against Sean Monaghan, this was supposed to go a few rounds. This was supposed to be a real test for Callum Johnson, but one that hopefully he will get through okay. But he didn't just come through it okay. He dominated and beasted him. So congratulations to Callum Johnson. Very, very interested to see what he does next. I know he says that he's quite happy to return to America again. Personally, he's been to America 2 times now. Listen, why can't Eddie Hearn make him a headline? I think Eddie Hearn needs to concentrate a bit on the UK market as well. He's a British fighter. And we'd love to see him fight here in the UK. He could do his own headliner at the Copper Box or wherever it may be. I mean, again, that's just my opinion. But for me, I would love to see it. Obviously, he's going to need the right kind of opponent. Why not bring Bivol to the UK? Why not? Anyway, drop your thoughts below about it, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.